Whoa, 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 ho, ho, ho. What is up, black people? Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking in this whack wisdom today. I hope everything is amazing for you all as always. I am your host, the Honorable OCT Octavius Haye, and this is the WACCast podcast. Of course, before we get into the topics for this episode, please make sure if you haven't already and you're on YouTube to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified anytime we upload new content to this channel. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, make sure you go ahead and follow us so you'll also notified whenever we drop a new episode of the WACCast podcast for you. So with that being said, y'all ready to talk whack to him? Well then, let's talk whack to him. So y'all know. Y'all already know. Of course, I had to make a comment about Megan the Stallion going ahead and doing an interview with Gayle King, where she pretty much detailed the events that led to and afterwards the shooting that she alleges Tory Lanez did to, she alleged that Tory Lanez shot her. She went ahead and gave details about, the build up to that, the incident itself, the shooting, and then of course, aftermath. Now, a lot of people had a lot of things to say about this. Of course, you all know if you listen to the podcast regularly, this is kind of like the trial or the story of the podcast. Anytime there's new information on this, of course, I got to comment. So one of the things people were saying was, she didn't really look like she was crying for her. Look like she was trying to cry, crack her voice up a little bit, but really wasn't no tears. The way she was acting really didn't make sense. There wasn't more tears coming out. She talked about how Tory was outside the window when he shot at her. So he was out the window shooting, told her to dance, and she even said that they didn't have a sexual relationship with each other. Now, I do believe something happened. Of course, something happened. It doesn't seem like anybody's really trying to come out to what really happened, but I will say this doesn't make any sense, her statements. And I'm not calling her a liar. I'm just saying, based off of previous things she said, first with describing how Tory was outside the window shooting, I thought she said she had her back turned to him, to the car, so she couldn't see. So that didn't make much sense to me. She said that it was an argument about her wanting to leave and nobody else wanted to leave. And the argument got worse and worse and worse. She said she got the car at one point and said to get back in the car. We almost at the house or whatever. She got back in the car and she said from there, I don't know how she got the car again, but said she got out again, and at that point he started shooting at her. And it was just a whole argument. She said everybody was mad about her for wanting to leave. Now, of course, the rumors that we've been heard, I say what really happened, but the rumors we've been hearing is that she got upset with him trying to talk to Kylie Jenner because remember they were all at Kylie Jenner's pool party. And she got upset about that. They all left, and it was discovered that Tory had been messing with Meg and Meg's friend, the other woman that was in the car. And that kind of started a huge argument. She wanted to leave, start kicking out the window, some people believe. That's how she cut her foot up. Another thing people are saying they believe it happened as far as the gun being fired and shrapnel or whatever being in her skin, is they think that some people saying Tory and the girl was fighting for the gun, and Tory might have been trying to stop her from being shot. But because she had her back turned, she didn't know that. And so maybe when she got hit, she turned around and just assumed Tory shot her. Now, she says that after she got shot, she started crawling to somebody's drive-thru, and Tory came apologizing, offering to give everybody $1 million. They don't say nothing. And she was like, just help me get in the car. As soon as they got in the car or were heading towards the car, the cops came. Somebody had called the cops, had the helicopter around. We all know what happened. Had the helicopter, all the cops coming out. Now, initially, she said she stepped on glass, and that's one of the reasons why everybody's saying she must have been kicking out the window. She said that was a lie. She only lied because she was trying to protect everybody. She was looking out for everybody because of the George Floyd incident. All right, now. Well, let me finish the story before I go with my opinion for real. So she was looking out for everybody because George Floyd had died. She was scared the cops would kill all of them. When she got to the hospital, she was still telling the same lie. But then the doctors came and said, "Hey, there's gun residue or bullet residue, whatever, in your foot." And then Tory was charged the next day, and her story starts saying like, "Yeah, he shot me." Now, I don't know about the workings of the background. A lot of people saying that Roc Nation, a management group, kind of convinced her to just put it all on Tory. I don't know about all that. What I do know is a lot of stuff in this did not make any sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's break this down. So again, we already talked about her back towards him and not being able to see him, but now she can perfectly describe how it happened. She also then goes on to say that she never had a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez. That's not true. She did take a awkwardly long pause before she said that. And to me, it's like if somebody lying on my name, they're like, "Did you have a sexual relationship?" I'll be like, "No, I didn't have sex with nobody. What you talking about? That girl crazy." You know, I'll be like, "No, that didn't happen." You know, now I take a long pause. No, I did not have a sexual relationship. But what really that's what really killed me. But what really kills me on top of that is just a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago when she was going off on academics saying that Tory was feeding him information, and she released text messages about Tory apologizing. She's like, "What you apologizing for then if you ain't shoot me?" And he said, "I was apologizing for messing with both of y'all, two friends." And then she goes, and people forgetting about this. Nope, I didn't hear anybody, not even Act, talk about this. She goes and says, "Yeah, you was talking to two friends at the same time." Now, if y'all was just buddy and wasn't nothing happening, what'd be wrong with him talking with both of y'all at the same time? Megan, if you, Megan Thee Stallion, if you was just buddy with Tory like you claim, y'all just was bonding over losing parents, and there wasn't no intimate, no sexual relationship, then why was you tripping? Why was you tripping off him being cool with you and your friend? You said that, Megan. That's what you said. You said she said you was messing with or talking to two friends at the same time. So what if it ain't sexual? But that right there already killed it for me. I do not believe you, Megan. And I'm sorry. I hope that you're not lying. And I'm not gonna call you a liar. I'm just gonna say I don't believe this story. This doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't add up to me. Naturally, the turn of events, as you've been talking, this don't make sense. And that's probably an issue right there. You've been talking too much. So now some of the things are starting to conflict with each other. The initial lie, which is like, once you got away from him, why was you still lying? Once y'all was in the hospital safe and everything was calm and cool and guns went out, why was you still lying? And then you so quick to go ahead and just confess and say, "Yeah, you shot me, you did everything," right? It makes no sense. Or then to turn around and say you wasn't messing with this dude after you yourself admitted that he was talking to you and your friend. You tweeted it or put it on Instagram or something like that a few weeks ago. You was admitting to it. Now you on this interview with Gayle and not admitting to anything? I don't know. Again, like I always say, we gotta wait for the courts to decide what happened, but this just don't make any sense to me. And again, I am so upset that Tory Lanez cannot say anything. He's pretty much been silenced. Not pretty much, he has been. He's been silenced. He can't talk at all. We cannot get Tory Lanez's point of view on any of this. He talked before, he had to bail himself back out. Now she's going on talk shows, giving her whole story, getting the public to listen to her side, and Tory has to be quiet. I don't think that this is right. I don't think that this is fair. I think that as long as she wants to say something, he should be allowed. He doesn't have to talk to her. She has a restraining order. He doesn't have to talk to her, but Tory should be allowed to give his side of that story. He can talk to somebody. Doesn't have to address her. Just say, refute whatever claims you want to refute that she made. Whatever claims she made, you can refute those. But to just have to be quiet while she can just paint this narrative without any facts to back it up at this point. Now, I'm going to say, they did say in the interview, they did show in the interview that the friend said that Tory shot Meg, and they were showing that there was a hospital document, whatever they call it, saying that there were bullet shrapnel or debris or whatever you call that in her foot. But even still, that's not enough when she's saying like he shot me, he did it, and Tory can't say anything, he has to be quiet. That's not fair. I don't think that's right, and she's already contradicting herself. I think Tory should be able to talk. I think Tory should be able to give his point of view. And I think that more people need to start remembering that she said that he was messing with two friends. She said he was talking to or messing with two best friends at the same time. What type of stuff is that? Or that was like talking bad about it. And if it was only y'all being cool with each other and talking about, you know, y'all traumas and comforting each other, then why would you have a problem with him sleeping with her and just being your homie? That don't make no sense. Clearly something else was going on between y'all that would lead to people thinking more of a sexual relationship for you to phrase it like that. He was messing with two friends at the same time. That's just what I think. And it just sucks that Tory can't say anything. He has to be quiet. Who knows how long this case has been going on? Who knows when Tory will be able to talk? It's just foul.
It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.